Hello everyone. Today we are going to look at the visualization of a website. That means how we format or put together our website. And we're going to look at a few ways that we can put together our websites to make them just look better, look more professional, to be easier to understand and to navigate, and make it look like something that is a high quality website. So there's three things that we want to look at. Typography, which is the text on our page, how it is formatted and how it looks. The screen design, which is where different objects are placed on our website. And we want to look at media, which would include images, videos, and other media applications that we decide to put in our web page. We're going to look at a couple sites that may show up in your research. So these are sites that you may have seen before. And we want to look at some positive and negative things that make these websites good or bad when it comes to visualization. So let's begin with typography and text. And so we're going to look for a few things. Is the text easy to read? Is it organized in a way where the important information jumps out at us, like titles or headings? Or is it just cluttered and the page is just one wall of text and it's hard for us to really get an idea of where should we start or what's most important? So let's start with a website that I really like and I think has good visualization, and that's ancient.eu. Now we're going to focus on ancient Rome, but this web page has essentially the same visualization for any of their pages. Now we can tell that the title is very large at the top. There are headings that stand out. In the body of the text, it is clear to read. It's clearly organized into paragraphs, and key terms and names are red and bolded so that we can know that they are hyperdocs and know that they are more important. We also have quotes that stand out as well as headings throughout. So the typography of this website is very strong. If we switch to a weaker website as far as visualization is concerned, we can tell that the text and the typography isn't quite as good. There is a strong title, but when we get into the text, it is fairly uniform and similar. The text is broken up into other pages, so there are headings, but those headings don't stand out quite as much from the text themselves. The font is similar, the color is changed and underlined. The key terms are not highlighted, we don't see anything like quotes, and so while there is some differentiation in the different text and typography, it's not quite as strong as this web page. Now let's look at the screen design. So again, this is how does the screen look? Where are items placed? Is there things that distract us? Now, one of the biggest things that distracts from a web page and its information are advertisements. Advertisements are just a fact of life for a lot of web pages. That's how they get their income. But some websites can be much more difficult to navigate with the advertisements that they place on their page. And if we go back to our social studies for kids sites, we can tell that a lot of the page is taken up by advertisements. Some of these advertisements will be blocked by an ad blocker that I run, but many of them are still available. We have this pop up at the bottom trying to sell us a car. We've got stuff on the side asking us to answer a question for an Amazon gift card. We've got something over here. We've got stuff at the top. So there's advertisements surrounding this entire page. Not only that, the other items on the page are pretty minimal. So we have a lot of text. We have one picture that relates to the article, and then we have a title that stands out. Other than that, the other aspects on the page are all ads. For our ancient.eu website, there are advertisements, so a small one at the top, and then if we scroll down to the very bottom, I believe there's a couple more. But most of the information that we see on the page has to do with the topic at hand. It's organized in a way where the text is all located in one area. That text has different objects placed within it so that I know that this picture goes with the article, and I know that the information on the side relates a little bit less to the information that I want to be studying. So this web page, I think, is much more clearly defined. There's also a header at the top that, one, has an image that comes from the ancient world, but two, it has our navigation tabs So it lets us know that if we need to go to a different site on this web page, this is how we do it. Lastly, we want to talk about media. So if we're creating a website, we would like to include as much media as possible that relates to our topic. So let's stick with the ancient.eu website. There are images that are high quality. We can click on and expand these images. Video clips. There are links to, I'll come back to that image, interactive maps. So if I click on this map, it takes me to an interactive feature where I can navigate the map of, in this case, Rome. And then again, other images. There's an image of Emperor Augustus, and he looks like he's just witnessed a murder or something. But again, it's a good example of incorporating media on this website. And again, if we go back to maybe a little weaker web page, the Social Studies for Kids, the only media on the page that has to do with the topic we care about is this one very small clip art image. Now again, I can't really expand this image or zoom in on it. Other than that, the only other media on this page is advertisements. So we have, I believe, an example here of great visualization when it comes to web design, and an example that could use some improvement. So if we work on improving our typography, our screen design, and the media we place on our websites, we will be able to design and build strong, professional looking web pages. I hope this helps.